nauseous and my hands are shaking. I guess that means you're close by. My throat is getting dry and my heart is racing. I haven't been by your side in a minute, but I think about it sometimes. Even though I know it feels so distant, oh no, I still wanna run this. I think of the night in the park, it was getting dark and we stayed up for hours. What a time, what a time, what a time. You think of my body like you wanted it forever. What a time, what a
Mr. G. Scott.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? Good. Like Coach kind of already hit on it. Name's G. Scott Jr. Go to The Ohio State University. Going into my junior year, I play tight end there. Just before I even get started, do I have permission just to keep it real with you guys today? As everything that I say today, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it because y'all in high school. I'm gonna treat y'all like young men. And I'm gonna keep it real. That's cool with y'all? All right, cool. So, and then today, what I'm not gonna talk about. I got maybe 5-10 minutes. What I'm gonna speak about today is not the X's and O's of the actual game. When you get to the next level and you get to the collegiate level, I mean, if and when some of you guys potentially do, you actually have coaches and that their job is to actually teach you the X and O's of the game. And oftentimes when I see guys kind of veer off and not go to where they want to go as far as success goes on the football field, it's usually not with the X's and O's. It usually has to do with something else. And that brings me to the point that I'm going to speak with you guys today about. And I want somebody to go ahead and try to guess the word for me today. It starts with a P. Someone try to guess the word. It starts with a P. There ain't no dumb answer. What is it? Passion, close. Not quite. What is it? Not quite. If no one gets it, that's all right. It's a bigger word. Very close. That's the closest thing. You got it. What is it? Say it louder. Perseverance. That's the word today. And that single-handedly is 100% the reason why I can stand in front of you guys confidently today in the position that I'm in. So I wrote down a couple things. The first thing I want to speak to you guys about is the definition of what perseverance is for those who may not know what that word is. So I wrote down the definition. The definition of perseverance is, I'm gonna read it twice, persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. So that's one time. I'm gonna read it again. I'll break it down. Persistence in doing something despite difficulty or delay in achieving success. So everybody here has a plan. Everybody wants to be successful, whether it's on the football field, whether you want to be a doctor, whatever you want to do in this world, everyone has a plan. Everyone has a plan. And like Mike Tyson said, everybody got a plan until you get what? Punched in the mouth, right? And that's kind of what happens. And so that's where everything starts getting jumbled up, and it's like, oh, then you hit a reality check, like, am I really who I thought I was? So let me take y'all back to, how many seniors we got here? Anybody seniors? Cool, so I'm gonna take y'all back to my senior year. I was rated the 9th receiver coming out overall in America. 9th receiver coming out of my school. Had offers from all over the country. I could have gone to any college that I wanted to go to. Chose Ohio State. Had aspirations of coming in right away and being a freshman All-American right off tops. That's what I wanted to do. I want to be a freshman All-American right off tops. Boom, COVID happened. COVID happened, sent us home. Didn't get to achieve my goal as far as being a freshman All-American. Didn't go as planned. Some could say, quote unquote, fail. Come back my second year. I switched to tight end. Not something that I had planned for myself. Something that took place. As I said in the beginning, everybody has a plan, things derail you, and you continue to change. Boom, now I'm a tight end. Wow, things change. I'm sitting myself looking in the mirror like, man, I came here as a top-rated receiver. I'm a tight end now. Okay, cool. What's next? 9 months ago, unfortunately, my mother passed away. Okay, cool. Rough time. It's tough. It still gets me emotional to this day, but 9 months later, I can stand in front of you guys confidently and say, at this point in my life, I'm the most confident and most motivated than I've ever been in my life. Why can I say that? Why? Perseverance. And today I want to get the message across that you're not defined. Actually, I was put it this way. I got two things for you. I got some good news and I got some bad news. What y'all want to hear first? Bad news. Good news is going to cheer you up, right? Bad news is, this is coaching involved. You don't got a choice whether or not hardship's gonna take place. Don't got a choice. Family members are gonna pass. You're gonna wanna do this and this happens and you don't get to that. Things are gonna take place. It's not gonna go the way that you want it to go. And that's everybody. And I don't care who you are. You can be whoever you think you are. Sure, I thought I had it figured out. Boom, boom, boom. Things happen. And I'm still on my way. Now here's the good news. Here's the good news about what this is. you're not defined by the hardship that takes place. That's the good news. I'm not defined because I wasn't the freshman All-American that I wanted to be. I'm not defined because I switched to tight end. That doesn't define me. I'm not defined by, and I'm not a victim to my mother passed away. I'm not defined by that. You wanna know what I'm defined by? I'm defined by the fact that I can stand here in front of you guys today and speak confidently, right? That's what I'm defined by. So it's the same thing with you guys. I'm gonna dumb it down for you guys. How many of you guys wanna play college football? Cool, what's your name? What is it? Jave? Nice to meet you. Okay. So Jave, I'm just using your example. God willing, you make it to your dreams and you do everything that you want to do in life. I hope the best for you. But I'm using you as an example. So let's say Jave, just for instance, isn't able to make it to play college football like he aspires to do. Some people in this world see that as failure, right? Jave failed, right? That's what they say on social media. That's what they're gonna say on the Twitter post. Man, he failed, man. He didn't make it to where he wanted to go, right? And I'm here to tell you today that that is not true. That is not true. And I'm not saying that because I went and read that in a book somewhere, or I didn't sit there and just kind of make it up on my mind when I thought about what to talk to you guys about. It's something that I've lived in my own life and I've seen pay dividends for me and help me get to where I want to go. So you're not defined by whether or not he gets to play college football. He's defined by how he responds to that adversity. So I use college football as an example. College football can be anything. You know what I'm saying? There's people out here maybe want to be doctors, lawyers, all different kind of things. You may want a girlfriend, you may have a girl and it may go wrong and boom, that's adversity. It happens all the time. It's adversity here. You lose a family member, boom. Like it's adversity. And what I'm here to tell you today is that you're not defined by that circumstance or that adversity that takes place. You're defined in your response to that. Does that make sense to everybody? Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes, sir.
So that's my message for you guys today. I know it took a little bit of the deep route, but it's the real route. I asked you guys if I had permission to keep it real with you guys in the beginning, and I'm keeping it real with you guys. And for instance, remind me your name one more time? Jave. So let's say hypothetically he doesn't make it to college football. Let me just keep it straight real with you. If you don't make it to college football, ask me how many people in the world care. Do you think? How many do you think? Nobody. Mommy and daddy probably. Maybe your brother and sister. Nobody in this real world cares. How many of y'all care that my mom passed away before I told you guys? How many of y'all care? Raise your hand if you cared before I told you guys. Nobody? Nobody. It's just how it goes. And so it's your job and it's your responsibility to make the best version of yourself despite hardship, despite things taking place that didn't go as planned. So does that make sense to everybody? All right, so I'm gonna open it up just for any questions that y'all got to ask. That's my message today. Some of you guys, my goal is that, 3 to 4 of you guys, if anything, 3 to 4 of you guys take that message and be like, man, I'm braced and I'm ready for the punches that are about to come, whatever takes place in my life. As a matter of fact, some of you guys are already going through hardship now. Forgot to mention that. But there's already some of you guys right now that's going through hardship. It's a matter of who am I when the hardship presents itself. And so this isn't a downer message. This is actually a positive thing because I told you guys about the good and the bad news. The bad news was that things happen. Things happen to me. Here's the good news. Look where I'm at right now. That's the good news. And it all starts with you. Because why? Because no one's gonna care. No one's gonna come here and hold your hand, especially when you guys say you wanna play college football. No one's coming to hold your hand and walking down, hey, come on, let's get going. No one's gonna do that for you because I'm gonna keep it real. Nobody cares. And that's just the real. So I asked you guys for your permission to keep it real today, and I kept it real. And I want to open up for any questions y'all got. Jalen, what you got?
If and when
Yep.
you go to the NFL, what team would you like to play for?
I'd like to play for the Seattle Seahawks. Yeah, I like to play for the Seattle Seahawks. I was born and raised in Seattle. I actually worked at the Seahawks facility. I did equipment there for a couple years in high school. So that's my end-all be-all place I want to play at.
How hard did it take to get to college football?
How hard did it take to get to college football? Honestly, it was a lot of hard work, but being honest, nowhere close to as hard as it is to keep playing college football. Does that make sense? It was hard to get there. Sure, I mean, you come out here, you guys work out, you work hard. Sure, it's hard to get there. But there's nothing harder than keeping the blessing you were given, right? Same kind of thing goes for capital or money. If I give you $1 million, it's almost it's not too hard to get that $1 million. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. The hard thing, or if you hear about people that win the lottery, they did the scratch-off ticket and they win, right? Boom, now I'm a millionaire. the hardest thing for them is not necessarily the millionaire. All they did was scratch the ticket. You know, I feel like I kind of scratched the ticket to get to college. I worked hard, sure. I worked hard. We all work hard, right? I got to college. Some of the hardest things that people have is keeping the money. So that would be the answer to your question, man. It's, yeah, sure, it was hard getting there, but the hardest thing is to be able to keep the blessing you were given.
Could you tell them how important the small things are when we're in practice and lifting, how just important the smallest things are when it comes to the big picture?
Huge. Even all the inches are the things that matters. Even inches done enough times can cover the circumference of the world. So that's habits. So what he's talking about is habits. What you do every morning. Some of you guys, if you're messing with drugs and alcohol, let me tell you right now, I don't do none of that. I don't. Because I'm serious about what I do. And that's just real. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight to where it's like, all right, well, I'm done because G's done. You know what I'm saying? G don't do it, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not saying it's going to work like that. But when I say everything matters, I mean everything matters. I was taught at a young age that how you do anything is how you do everything, right? So, buddy asked if I had a girlfriend. I'm a believer that the way I treat my girlfriend, the way I wake up in the morning, the way I attack school, the way I attack school, the way I attack the football practice, they all go hand in hand. They all correlate. How you do anything is how you do everything. The way you do that chore that your mom tells you to do that you're pissed off to do. Don't want to do it, Mom. Why I gotta do this chore? Well, remind yourself, how I do anything, how I do everything. So how I'm gonna take out this garbage can is how I'm gonna perform under the Friday night lights in front of all my friends and family. How you do anything is how you do everything. So that's how I'd answer all the small details.
What was your biggest piece of, or biggest obstacle going through high school?
My biggest obstacle going through high school, so like I said, I was a very high recruit, and this isn't to my horn, I genuinely was. I was a very high recruit, and sometimes it was challenging because I felt like as a 16-year-old and a 17-year-old, I had this giant spotlight on me. And it's like, the kids that I went to school with, I would do something that all my friends would do, a little mistake, and it was blown up on a way bigger scale than what my friends would do. And so that was one of the biggest challenges that I had in high school, was just like, man, why am I being treated unfairly? Why am I being treated unfairly? Then boom, I remember, nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? Nobody cares the sob story. No one wants to hear it. It's, why did you do this? Why did you do this? You're under a microscope. As a football player, what position do you play? Running back. You're the running back at this high school, whatever the case may be. People don't really care. They're going to put this magnifying glass on you. Whatever you do, you're going to be held to a higher standard, and you can't really complain that it's unfair unless you're willing to do something about it. But I think that was one of the hardest things, just having that spotlight on me at all times. And that doesn't go away, by the way. When you get to college, it only gets bigger and bigger the higher you go.
I feel a little nauseous and my hands are shaking. I guess I meant you close by. My throat is getting dry and my heart is racing. I haven't been by your side in a minute, but I think about it sometimes. Even though I know it feels so distant, oh, I know I still wanna reminisce. I think of the night in the park, it was getting dark and we stayed up for hours. What a time, what a time, what a time. You think of my body like you wanted it forever. What a time, what a time, what a time.
Z-Knox on the track.